start younger, start planning, start find a passion, what really drives you, gets you out of bed in the morning. When things happen to you in life, sometimes you're forced to make a decision. And I wasn't for it, but I was like, all right, what's next? Like, what can we do? When you have your own business, you have to work hard. There's no two ways about it.
Thanks so much for being with us, Shane, today. Construction, how did you get into this?
Right. Well, funnily enough, I was a wall and floor tiler apprenticeship when I was young. So I started doing that, and I was in the construction.
So you started very early, right?
Yeah, very early. Yeah. So I think I was 18 or 19, started the apprenticeship. Done that, and then I liked the business side rather than the actual
being on the tools.
Being on the tools. So I started to work my way up to starting to do the front end process, the quotes and sales.
Yeah.
And really hated tiling, to be honest.
You didn't like it?
No. As soon as I started that, I threw all my tools away because everyone asked you to do a job for them when you're a tiler. I just threw them all away and said, I'm not doing it anymore. And then from there, left the tiling industry and was more interested in the business side of things.
How from there you developed your next steps? Like what made you think, okay, next I'm going to do business? And then what particular steps you've taken to choose your next pathway?
So because I was interested in business, I started to research like lean manufacturing and stuff like that. That was, that would help me understand how manufacturing is done as best practice. So I started researching that and then got a job as a manager of a temp defense company, but they manufactured the panels out there. So I've done that for a couple of years, and then just kept trying to, see what's next to develop myself. Then went to Boral for a few years and worked in, and funnily enough, when I started at Boral, they had a lean manufacturing program just introduced when the new CEO came in. So we've done lots of courses on that on lean principles and that, which was fantastic. I ended up doing auditing for Boral for their sites over on lean and how to improve, find the gaps and how to improve, which really hit the spot for me. I like that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Went to the line marking and safety business. And at July Group, we have safety is paramount. So you done multiple courses, learned a lot about the safety side. That's when it intertwined with the line marking because we do audits. I've taken the auditing skills that I learned. We've done safety audits for businesses. And then we, instead of just dropping the audit on the desk, we actually put all the controls in as well. So you left them in a complete solution.
Yeah.
So that concept that I, come up with, it was something that I've brought all the way along with the new business.
Would you say that you've been learning through your own experience to bring such a concept to the company, or you took some professional development on the way?
A combination. I've done a lot of safety courses, and I've done a lot of auditing. I've found by doing is the best way to learn. Like you just learn so much more by actually making mistakes and seeing how other people do it and being in that environment. You learn so much more.
So if we're talking about your own business, what exactly gave you the ability to launch your own business?
Well, it was a funny story, to be honest. I wasn't really thinking that at the time, but I was doing some coaching, like in coaching, and we had an American dream coach, and his job was to come in and unlock dreams out of executives to try and improve their performance. So it was unique. I never heard of anything like that before, but my son was living up in Queensland and he just told me that his fiance was pregnant, and it was just me and my daughter lived together at the time in Sydney. And so after that session with the dream coach, I come home from work and I said to Kayla, I said, "Can I move to Queensland?" And she's like, "What?"
Why would I?
Well, Jake's having a baby. Like
I'm launching a business. If you didn't know it already.
Let's do it. Like, what's the worst thing that can happen? So it was like she was like, "All right, let's do it." And then I was just talking about the process of that, and then it was like 2 weeks later we were gone on a plane,
2 weeks.
house packed up. I even got my son I said, pick a house up here just to rent. I want to see where to live. And I said, just make sure it's on the water with a dock because I want to get a jet ski as soon as I get there.
Yes.
So I didn't even see the house. He just picked one for me, got it all set up, and then because we had to go into quarantine when we moved during COVID.
During this challenging time as well.
Yeah, it was all like too many reasons not to do it. But we just said, bugger it, let's go. So yeah, come up, started working in COVID in the quarantine. I was planning, doing a lot of work, sending a lot of introduction emails.
So did you eventually use this time to work on your business instead of in your business?
Yeah, yeah. So that was a key setup phase, and you can get a lot done with no distractions for 2 weeks in a room that you can't leave. So I got an absolute ton done in that time. The plan was to have 3 months off, just to settle in, get things sorted slowly through the business. But the week
Basically, would you say that you started your life from scratch, from zero, or would you say, yeah, just like moving the states and moving to another house and totally like from the corporate to your own business? I think it's a
Yeah.
huge difference.
Yeah, and a divorce that just went through just before that as well.
Right.
So
Okay. So it
it was
was
a complete refresh. I think sometimes we're forced into making decisions which are decisions we should make anyway for our future, to be brave enough to make them decisions. But when things happen to you in life, sometimes you're forced to make a decision. And I wasn't for it, but I was like, all right, what's next? Like, what can we do? So,
What's the one lesson you learned from this whole setup of your new life?
fortune favors brave.
All right. So, yeah. Do you keep it in mind all the time that motivates you, or okay, yeah. So you see, so it keeps you motivated all the time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You have to be brave, otherwise, you can't complain when you get nowhere. You have to put it all on the line and really go for it.
Yeah.
If you don't, you're going to be in the same place as we were.
If you would be starting from scratch and you'd be 18, what would you tell yourself starting from?
Oh wow! Imagine that. That would be brilliant. You just learn so much as you grow and evolve, and things happen to you. And I think it's just what I'll do is start planning early. And life goes very quicker than what you think when you're young. You think it goes forever, but it doesn't. So I would say start younger, start planning, find a passion. What really drives you, gets you out of bed in the morning, and then attack it. And it doesn't matter what it is. It's if you're passionate about something and you have a desire to do well, you'll do well. It's a simple template.
If we're coming back to the construction in particular, if let's say I would be finishing the high school right now, is construction still a really good industry to jump into?
Yeah, it is. It definitely is. There's plenty of potential to do well.
What's the fastest way to get into construction right now?
I guess there's lots of apprenticeships. Depending if you're young and starting, there's lots of apprenticeships out there. Everyone's always looking for good people to learn trades. The university thing is an option, but I think being a tradesperson is a big option as well. I think more and more people are seeing that. There's lots of building works going on in Queensland, and you can go anywhere in the world really. And
do you have to be a tradie first to build your own business, or how?
No.
From your personal experience?
No, from my experience, I knew paint because for Dulux helped manufacture it. So I knew the ins and outs of how paint works. I knew safety because I learned that along the way. I ran a safety business and then a line marking business. So it all just gelled together. And to be honest, I haven't painted one line in my life. So if you told me go and paint that line, I wouldn't know how to start the machine.
Yeah, what do you mean with like a pencil? Or?
Yeah, so you don't need to have that experience in my case anyway, but you just need to have something that adds value. So for me, the business mindset and knowing how to run a business and what it takes, going from from on the tools in a different field to learning how business operates, how big business operates, then from operations to general management, sales, and put it all together and to say, yeah, I know how to do this.
Yeah, it looks like you still have to have this set of skills, right, to run the business. And if you would be transitioning from trades to corporate or to launching your own business, what would be first 3 things that you have to learn before launching your own business?
I guess it's numbers. Numbers are very important, and I think a lot of the trades people don't understand the numbers. They know the bank account number, but they don't know the rest of the numbers that track to see the business is doing well. It's like flying blind. You don't really know. You just hope at the end of the month that we're going to be all right. You need to have a passion and drive and a work ethic, because when you have your own business, you have to work hard. There's no two ways about it. And then set up a good team around you, because you can't do everything. And I think one of the biggest positives for me was coming from a corporate background where I had literally hundreds of people all coming through to me. Report-wise, I can't do everything myself. So you have to delegate and you have to coach and train people to get the outcomes you want, and not have to do it yourself. So a lot of business owners that come from the tools, they control freaks and they want to do everything themselves. And then that's the ceiling. They hit the ceiling because they're only as good as themselves. Whereas I've delegate well, and I'll let people run their own sections in my businesses, so we get better outcomes.
How long did it take you to learn how to trust people and be able to delegate it to them?
Well, I guess it's through the management years of knowing people and understanding people and the psychology of people. People are generally good people and they want to do well. So if you enable them to be able to do well, they feel proud, they feel passionate, and they do a good job. It's most of the time if you're a micromanager and you just hammer people into the ground, you got no chance of getting the best out of it.
And I remember last time we met, you mentioned that line marking is actually not regulated. Does it surprise you, or what's about it?
It definitely does, because it's like aligned with safety, and everywhere you go in the world, there's lines and there's signs around, and it's attached to roads, it's car parks.
It's actually directing all the people and all the traffic.
Yeah. So to not be a regulated industry, like you can't get a trade as a line marker, which is bizarre. I have looked into it a lot about trying to get it to it, but at the moment it's just not something I can fit into my schedule. But maybe when I start to pull back and retire a bit, it's something that I'll really look to try and see if I can make a difference in.
Yeah.
Because it's hard for kids leaving school saying, I want to trade, but a line marketing is a wonderful job, but you don't get a certificate to say, I'm a line marker.
Yeah. If the young person would like to go to line marking and still try this trade, what would be the pathway, or what are your current employees pursuing? What particular type of pathway to get in there?
Yes. So we try to get young people into our business and train them. And we've got lots across the country that have come in with absolutely zero experience, just a will to learn. And they've turned out to be some of our best line markers in the company. So that's a great pathway. It's a unique industry, line marking, and there's like the long nights on roads, there's trips away, there's like it's a variety of stuff you do. You do like factories, you can do car parks, shopping centres, roadworks. There's
Such a different set of different projects that you can get.
Yeah.
How much people earn when they're in line marking?
So some of our top line markers, they're working on some government jobs. They're earning $60+ an hour.
Okay.
So they can earn some good money. They get penalty rates. They get living away from home allowances when we do trips away. So yeah, they can earn some good money.
And the lowest benchmark in the salary, what would it be in line marking?
I'd say you're looking at $30 maybe.
Yeah.
For,
Yeah, so there is a
entry.
huge way to where you can develop yourself.
Yep.
You could start pretty good as well,
Yep.
even if you're like from zero.
No, definitely. And I think it's getting the right company to work for is a big key, because we try to develop our people into one day they're capable of going and start their own business. That's what we want to do. We have as a guide, a coach, and like not just line marketing, but in life in general. Like I've experienced a lot in the 51 years, and so I want to pass on to our friends, our workers, that life can be as wonderful as you want it to be, and I try and coach them along.
How do you see yourself as a leader? What helps you to be able to lead smaller or bigger teams as a leader?
I guess authenticity, being myself. I'm not trying to be anyone else. I've got positives and negatives in what I do, but I always try and focus on the positive stuff and try to give the mistakes that I've made throughout my career and life the guidance to the young team, and saying, hey, like, come with me. I work hard myself. I put in a lot of time and effort and energy into the team and into the business, and they see that.
Yeah.
And I'm fair and reasonable. I let them make their mistakes. I let them do what they do, and then I coach them afterwards to say, hey, maybe have a look at this next time, or what happens if you thought about doing it this way. So there's no yelling and screaming and carrying on in our business. We're all a team, and we all help each other.
I agree. Negative reinforcement never works in people.
No.
It doesn't matter if they're employees, your kids, or just your friends.
Yeah.
It never works.
Yeah, it does. No, I agree.
Yeah. And if we're coming back to younger employees who are potentially pursuing the apprenticeship pathway right now,
Yeah.
Do you think that industry, specifically in line marking, would benefit better from official apprentices, or people are okay to just jump in and start their careers in it?
Well, I think you're right. It would, if it was a proper regulated apprenticeship, the industry would definitely benefit. There's a lot of people who start a line marketing company with their mate or just with their wife or something.
Mhm.
They go out and they don't really understand properly.
I know.
Yeah, and then they just go out and they think it's easy. Oh, we just paint a line, but it's not as easy. There's a lot of regulations around line marketing, especially on the roads and the car parks and stuff. So it definitely would benefit the whole industry if we had it regulated.
Is there anything that you would like to advise to someone who enters the construction industry right now?
Enjoy it and want to, like, you don't have to have that passion. No matter what you do in life, you have to have a love for it or a passion for it. Because if you don't, then it's gonna feel like work. Whereas if you love what you do, it doesn't feel like work. It's just getting that mindset right and having a clear pathway and planning. If you plan, I have a thing I always say is 7 Ps. The proper prior preparation prevents piss poor performance.
I love it.
So it's all about the preparation.
Yeah.
And in your career and in line marketing, it's all about the preparation too.
Yeah. I prepared for Olympics 2032.
Yes. Yes. We're ready to go. We're training more young people in the business. There's going to be a lot of work coming up and around, so we're prepared and we are preparing for it.
Do you already feel the increase of the job flow in the line marketing because of the Olympics?
Not yet. I haven't felt it yet. Fortunately, we are always busy, which is great. You always have to have safety and line marketing, because we also do the auditing side, safety audits as well, and traffic management plans, so the documentation side. So we're always busy in that regard, but I don't think the push has been felt yet. I think the next year or two, that's going to push.
Mm-hmm. And you said that currently you're quite busy with what you have, and I believe it's great. Even though it's an unregulated field, you still have some of jobs, and I see that you're on LinkedIn all the time and you're posting all the time, like all the projects, and I love seeing this. What works the most for you and for your business, be able to gain attraction to your business and brand?
Yeah. I guess the unique opportunity I had was starting from scratch. So I could pick who I worked for, and what areas I worked for, what customers that I wanted, and I could say no to the ones that I didn't. So that was a critical part of how we grew quickly and successfully, was saying no to people that didn't fit our model. So a lot of times people, even if they have a little dip, they start to panic and they'll buy a job, or they'll lower their cost and say, oh, we just need to get work in. Well, I didn't do that. I had a clear path of who I wanted to work with and what space I wanted to work in, and we just stuck to it.
So you've been able to narrow down your niche from the very beginning and to set clear boundaries, what you take on and what you don't.
Yes, that's right. Yeah.
But did you have a fear when you were saying no to potential clients first?
No, I didn't, because I was setting my mind of what I wanted, and to be honest, if I wanted a break before I started, so I was like, I don't, but it didn't happen. But no, I was very clear in saying no, and very happy to say no.
Yeah. What's your bold prediction in the construction industry for the next 5 years?
It's going to go leaps and bounds. I think with the stuff that's going on with the union and the new premier, I think he's pushing to be effective again in the building industry. So I think there's lots of opportunities. If you do it well, you always do well. So it's a matter of not taking shortcuts, not panicking. Like do it right the first time, and there's a abundance of opportunity.
And if we're talking about connection between technology and construction, you personally, what areas of business you're currently covering with the help of technology that help you to drive your business quicker?
Yeah. So I guess that's our conversation we had a couple of weeks ago regarding this, and it was based on AI and quoting. There's a big area there where businesses can link into the AI scene and get their quoting done at a fraction of the time. So I see a focus there, and I think if people who jump onto that AI now will benefit in the next 2 or 3 years.
Do you use AI personally for yourself in your daily life?
I don't. I don't. I have my children that work in my business as well, and they're all over that stuff, the generational thing. But that's why I do want to learn, because I always try and maximize efficiency. So if there's an area where I have to learn more, then yes, I'll jump in. I'm open for it.
How do you keep up with the development of all the technology and AI at the same time while running a business?
Yeah. It's a good question. It's hard. You've got to reach out to your network. You don't know everything, and you've got to reach out and get advice from people who do know. And if you've got a good network and you've got to trust that network, they'll lead you in the right direction. So you don't need to know everything.
Yeah. I've heard that there is a point that construction will see the intrusion of AI and technology a lot more in the next 5 to 10 years, but it still requires a lot more people attention and a lot more precise attention to across like all the niches within the construction. How do you feel about this? Do you think?
Yeah, I agree. You still need that people part of it. It won't take away jobs from construction. I think. The front end maybe streamline it, but you still need the people there.
Yeah. Is there a difference between managing 5 people and 200 people?
No, the principles are the same.
Really?
Yeah. So there's no real. You just got to motivate your team. You got to set clear expectations. And a little thing that I used to do is plan, do, check, and act. So you plan what you need to do. You check that they understand and how it's going, and then you act on what you see. So it's a loop. If you don't act on what you see and check in to see, make sure what you've set is happening the way that you said it, it can disappear and change forever. So it's just that monitoring, and it's letting them do it and then checking in to say, hey, how's everything going? Are we, on track? Are we doing it? How does it work? How we in our mind said it was? And if that's the case, yes. If not, act and you pivot again and change it.
Yeah. Competition within the team and between the team members, do you think it's healthy for the business or not?
Yeah, I do. It's got to be a healthy competition. We've got a unique part to us, I guess, a unique culture where our team hang out at our Queensland factory. Like they hang out there, like if they're not working. We've got big screens that they play all their video games.
That's great.
They hang out there on the weekend.
Mm-hmm. Right? So they're free to come.
They're free to come in on the weekends. It's a unique culture, but they love it.
That's great, because I know that psychologists often say that there have to be a third place where you can come and have a leisure time. First place is your home, second place is your job, but then everyone has to have the third place. It's either library, beach, outside area, and I think that you've done such an amazing job by creating the space within the job environment, but like outside of job at the same time where people can come and chill. Yeah, no,
it's definitely unique. It had me at first, I'm like, well, and then it was like, oh, no, this is a good thing.
So what feedback do you getting usually from your employees?
Well, the team love it. I've got all the team from when we first started. They're still there now. So we only add to the team. We don't lose people, which is fantastic.
That's great. Well done. Well done managing such a huge team.
Yeah.
We've got a few questions from our followers in social media, and I'm going to read it to you, and you will share your thoughts about it. So we've got Jenny, and she says, I'm 18 and not sure about uni. Should I seriously consider construction? Why and why not?
Definitely. It's a big industry. It's a industry that's always evolving as well. And I think it's never gonna die. The industries, we always have to build stuff. There's always redevelopments. There's always roadworks. There's such a huge variance in the construction industry that I think it's great
Yeah.
to get into.
Because I think that in construction there is such a huge demand right now. And I remember talking about line marking. The lines will disappear at some point, and you have to redo them as well. So it's probably a good area to be within the construction as well.
No, definitely. It's like the Tim Tams, never any pack you take them away and they just keep filling up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You just need to make this regulated, and then maybe a lot more apprentices will go in there.
Yeah.
But for those who want to start right now, they're free to go and try
Yeah.
it, right?
I think just find a company that's do a bit of research on the company, meet with the leader of the company because that's where the culture starts, and have a good chat and think about who you work for, and you'll be fine.
Amazing. We've got another question from Jenny as well. She said, okay, construction is a really good industry for long term. Is it becoming too competitive? Because she mentioned that she's considering uni or construction. Is it too competitive to jump in right now?
No, my opinion is no. I think jump in early, and there's so much opportunity in the construction industry, and even for ladies, it's becoming even more of an opportunity. So even with our friends, the future lady tradies,
Yes.
they're doing wonderful things in that space. So for females, I think it's it's a great. Even for us, like we'd love to have we've got a few ladies that work for us, but we haven't got anyone on the tools as far as ladies. So we'd love to have it.
Okay.
Have a lady join
Is
us
it
too.
because they still not across line marking, or what's the main reason why ladies are still not in?
I think it's at the point of not having a regulated trade. I think that really hurts our industry.
Yeah. Hopefully it will change as soon as possible. Yeah. Right. We've got the last one from Oliver. He says, if I don't have experience, how do I get someone like you to give me a chance?
Call me.
All right. I'll make sure to tell you details.
Yeah, definitely. We're always looking for people to come and join the team. We are very selective of who we allow in to protect that culture. But definitely, if you've got the will and a good work ethic, you'll have a great career as a line.
How long does it take to teach the fresh starter in line marking from zero to be able to go with you on the project?
Yeah, so I guess 2 years is pretty much a number that I expect our team to be trained well in. So they could go and do a project themselves. So you're looking around that 2 years mark, but because of the development of paint, the development of techniques, and you're always learning. So it's something that I'm still learning now. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Thank you, Shane, for being with us today and sharing your story. I think it's beautiful and a great opportunity for apprentices, young people, and people who are considering construction in general to be able to listen to this and decide whether they want to jump in. What are the restrictions? What are the regulation or not regulations?
Yeah.
And they can go from there and see.
Oh, you're welcome. And I hope someone gives it a shot because remember, fortune favors the brave.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you.